In this week's edition of the Business Review, we take a look at one of the first wedding and event planning businesses in Jamaica. Now, despite the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on businesses, the company has shown resilience. Here's Cody and Barrett.
It's one of the pioneers in the wedding and event planning industry. Petals and Promises have been in the business for over 30 years. Its sole purpose is to hold the hands of couples along the way while they plan their special day. It was founded when Managing Director Margaret Anderson was working at a hair salon and overheard the frustration of one bride-to-be.
I put down my comb and my curling iron and my scissors and I said, yes, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to be a mom to a bride. And that's how Petals and Promises was born.
Since then, Mrs. Anderson has suffered from several health issues and has decided to hand over the operations of the company to her daughter-in-law and creative director, Cara Ann Anderson. She explained what makes Petals and Promises a unique service.
We were one of the first companies to offer all of these different wedding services under one umbrella. So that would be dress services, tuxedo services, decor, event coordination, and wedding stationery. And what we found is that people enjoyed coming to a one-stop boutique, one place that they could get everything done without running all over the place.
They were also the first to start a new trend in the bridal industry, the rental of dresses and tuxedos.
People wanted to wear expensive wedding dresses, but they didn't want to pay for it per se, or didn't want to spend most of their wedding budget on their dress. Now, a wedding dress is an expensive, probably the most expensive dress you'll ever wear.
And as the industry grew, competition grew with it.
You will have a lot of people popping up in the industry, but if you don't have the heart for this business, we do see that people come and go. We welcome new competitors into the business. I feel like with competition grows growth. You see where there are avenues to expand. And, we've always welcomed that competition. I want to know that, if you can't get that item here, you can get it somewhere else, here in Jamaica.
The company managed to overcome each hurdle over the years, but the pandemic was an even bigger challenge. Mrs. Anderson recalled the last wedding she hosted before the impact of COVID kicked in.
After that wedding, March 15th of last year, we were at a standstill. We had brides that were calling. We do a lot of destination weddings, so everybody was like, what's happening in Jamaica? Because the truth is, what's happening in the States or other countries is very different than what's happening in Jamaica. And whereas we were getting monthly updates, at that point, there were no events and we had to shut down.
Income came to a standstill and the company had to lay off every staff, but they knew they had to find ways to stay afloat.
So we upped up our marketing. We made sure to do little small mini shoots. And then the idea came to us, with the new restrictions of having 10 or 15 people, why not now open a part of the business that would specialize in these small events? So we opened what we call the Essential Promise.
That would allow persons to get married with just the essentials, scaling down to what they call mini monies. And like many industries, the wedding industry was also reshaped and had to adapt to rely more on technology, leading to the launch of virtual experiences. Luckily for Petals and Promises, by June 2020, things picked up and all staff were back on the job. Now they are looking ahead to post-pandemic wedding plans.
We do see the need that people have to have these luxury brand weddings here, and we're always evolving. So we have a couple things up our sleeves, but we're not going to let out too much. But you can stay tuned. Petals and Promises is coming bigger and better.
Cody and Barrett, TVJ News.